Hi everyone, welcome to our Magezon Page Builder tutorial series. This is Alice from Magezon. In this tutorial, I will show you how to build a landing page using Magezon Page Builder. We're going to take a simple but appealing restaurant landing page as an example for beginners. Oh, this is my favorite row. So juicy. We use the full width row in which the content takes the full 100% of the screen's width. Other than that, the parallax scrolling makes it even more interesting to look at. We incorporate a restaurant menu here so visitors can check it online. Next is What People Say section, extremely helpful in gaining customers' trust. Image gallery of special dishes, an excellent way to showcase our best. And finally, reservation information with a button to the booking page. Okay, now let's get started. Go to Content, then Pages. To create a new landing page, click on the Add New Page button. Set Enable Pages to Yes when you're ready to publish the product. I will give it the name Restaurant Landing Page. In this case, I want the row to span the entire width of the page. To do it, go to the Design section. Under the Design, set the layout to 1 column full width. Click Save. After saving, the name of the page will appear. Expand the content. And this is our main workspace, which is integrated with our Magezon Page Builder. To add an element, you can click on the gray plus icon in the section below, or the Y plus icon on this bar. In the first section, we add an image slider element. Click on the Y plus icon. In the pop-up, choose the slider element. We see the slider window with all the settings inside it. In General tab, by default, slide height is set to 625. We head over to the Slides tab. In Background types, there are 4 types you can add to the slider. In this case, I use Image. Next, click on the plus icon. Here, I have already uploaded the images before. We can choose the image and add selected. Expand the content. Set content position to middle left. Content alignment left. And close content. Now, expand the heading. Let's change the text. Set font size to 50. We don't use line height in this case because our heading has text in a line. We also don't use background color and padding, so we skip them. Font weight 600. Text color white and apply. Add the animation effect to the text to make it stand out. Zoom in is my choice. Close the heading and do some settings with caption 1. Change the text. Font size 15. I will leave the line height and font weight blank. Text color, choose white and apply. And save. You can see the final result in the backend because our page builder has a what you see is what you get editor. Actually, I expected the image to be a little higher. So, get back to slider setting. Now, we increase the slider height a bit to 750. Cool! Next, check the page in the front end. Click View Page. The slider height is fine, but I want the width to extend to full screen. At the moment, there are still some spaces on the left and right sides. So, what can I do? Head back to the backend. Go to the row that contains the slider. Edit. Under the General tab, in the Appearance field, choose the full width row and content, no paddings, so that both row and its content Our slider in this case will extend 100% across the screen width. Now, save. Let's go and check the result on the front end. Nice! Because we've added only one image, here's how the slider looks like. Okay, now I add extra images to it. We apply the same settings of the first image to it. Let's check the front end. Click on the dot navigation to see each image. It's good. However, I want to make the slider run automatically. Back to backend. Expand content. Go to the slider. Edit. Carousel options. We don't use the navigation button in the slider. By default, DOS navigation is already toggled. So is lazy load. To make the slider automatically run, switch on auto run. And decrease the autoplay timeout to 2500. This will make the slider run faster. Turn on pause on mouse hover. Toggle on loop if you want to make the slider auto repeat. And click save. Let's go and see how the slider auto runs. Refresh the front end page. Voila! It's done! Move on to the next section, Our Story. This section has two equal columns. One has an image and one has text and a button. In the first column, we add a single image element. In image source, there are two ways to upload an image: media library and external link. In this case, we choose the media library. Image, click on the Y plus to upload the image. Here is the media storage. I'm gonna go for this image. To make the image more lively, choose Zoom in as the image hover effect. And done. In the right column, we add the heading element. Change the text of the heading, Our Story. We make it heading 2. Set the font size to 40. And font weight to 300. Oops, something wrong. The heading should be center aligned. Back to the Design Options tab. In the Alignment field, choose Center and Save. That's what I expected. To add the second element, text block, click on the green plus icon here. Choose a text block. Let's change the text. I want them bigger. 16 for font size, 28 for line height, and center align. Move to the design options. I set the top padding to 15. Alignment center. Actually, you don't need to do it, but it's just my habit to align everything to the center. The last element in the column is a button. Change the text to About Us. Click Select URL. A new pop-up will appear. We just insert a random link to illustrate. When you toggle on this field, website visitors will be redirected to a new tab after clicking on the button. Head over to the button design. By default, the button size is normal. We're not gonna change it. Set the text color to white. Also, change the background color to a lighter shade of black. Let's head to the Design Options tab. Set the alignment to center. 15 for the top padding. Click Save. Let's add some space between these two columns in this row. Choose Design Options. 50 to the left and 30 to the right. Save. Now, it looks more spacious. I don't think this is a good proportion yet. Let's align the text to the middle center. Instead of using paddings of the column, go to the row. Toggle column equal height to yes. Select the middle for the content position and save. Nice. Save, and now let's check the front end. Much better. The space between both rows is quite small. It will look better if we increase it a bit. Back to the row, Design Option. Set 70 for the top margin. Click on the Save button. Let's check. Perfect. Here it is, my favorite row, Natural Ingredients. As you can see, we have a heading here, some text below. Indeed, a picture can paint 1,000 of words. This king-size image sure impresses anyone, right? Again, a full-width row with background image, but we take advantage of parallax scrolling. If you have no idea about what it is, parallax scrolling can create an illusion of depth with a 3D effect, making your site more lively. There is also a button for visitors who want to know more about our GAP certificate. Okay, let's get started. Click the Add Element icon here. We're gonna choose Heading. Can you guess what we're gonna do next? First, change the text to Natural Ingredient. 40 for font size and 300 for font weight. In the Design Options tab, align the heading to the center and click Save. Let's add some more space to this row. The row, then Design Options, 70 for the top margin. Save. Awesome! Alright, let's continue with the text block. Remember our story section? We will apply the same settings here. Font size 16, line height 28, alignment center, and save. Save one more time. Refresh the page and check the result. Let's add background color to this row. Head back to the backend. Row, choose Design Options. Scroll down to the background color and change it to gray. And save. Ta-da! Let's go and check the front end. I want to broaden the top and bottom padding. Go to the column, Design Options, 50 for the top padding, 30 for the bottom. Good. Now it's time to add an image. Instead of the single image element as usual, we're gonna do something a little bit different. We just work with the background image without adding any element. Add a row. Design Options. At the background image, click here. Choose this image and as selected. In the background style, choose Cover from the drop-down list. Let me explain to you. By default, the background style is set to Auto, which means the image will be displayed with its actual size, no scaling. Suppose that the image width is 700 pixels and the section is only 500 pixels wide, then the image will be cropped to show only 500 pixels on the screen. If you change it to Cover, then the background image will be scaled to fit the width of the section and still remains its original proportions. Next, center for the background position and save. Oh, where is my image? Let's check the front end. We nearly don't see the image, just a tiny line. It's because the height of the row depends on the height of the content inside it. In this case, this row doesn't have the content, so the background image only shows a very small part. So, to display the image of the full height, we will increase the row height. Go back to the row, Design Options. Set minimum height to 800. Hit Save. Awesome! Let's visit the front end and see how it looks. Let's continue with a parallax image. Click here to add a new row with one column. We add the background image like the previous row, 700 for the minimum height. Upload the background image. Background style, cover. Background position, center. We're not gonna stop there. See parallax type here? There are 6 options for you to select. If you want to learn more about this parallax type, you can check the link in the description. This case, we choose scroll, then parallax speed and enable on mobile devices appear. Save. Bingo! Next, we add the button. First, change the text on the button. Okay, now let's insert a link. Toggle on the open link in a new tab if you want, just like what I do. Click Save. Head over the Button Design tab. Button Style. You can choose Modern, Flat, 3D, and Gradient. In this section, we choose Flat. By default, button size is normal, but here we change it to large. Next, choose the background color. A chocolate color for the button and white for the text will match the theme. I want to make the button maybe more fascinating by adding a hover effect. Click on the Hover tab. White for text color. Dark gray for background color. Apply and save. Now we need to do some adjustments for the button position here. And here. Go to the button, Design Options. Center the button. Top padding 400. Hit Save. And save. Now, let's check it in the front end. Exactly what I expected. Let's move on to the next section, Restaurant Menu. In this row, we have a heading, separator, text block, and an auto-run dish image carousel. Let's begin. First, we need to add a heading. Replace the default text with Restaurant Menu. Font size 40. Font weight 300. Now I will center the heading by moving to Design Options. Alignment, choose Center. Save. Let's extend the margin of this row. I think 70 would be nice. Great! Next, add the separator element. Under the General tab, I want to change these settings. 250 for the separator width. Toggle on the Add icon if you want, but I'm gonna leave it there. By default, the separator is already center aligned. Now we need to add more room between the separator and heading. We're gonna do it by setting the padding to 15. What do you think about a separator? Almost invisible, right? Let's add some color to it. For line color, let's go for medium gray. Much better. Move on to the text block. We need to change the text. Next, let's set the font size to 16 and line height to 28. Center align. Head over the Design Options. Add 15 to the top padding and save. And the last row in this section, we add Image Carousel element. Under General tab, we remain all fields unchanged. In the Images tab, you can click here to upload the image. Then, choose the image and Add Selected. We're gonna enter the title as the name of the dish and description as the price of the dish. We're gonna do the same with other images. To add a new image, you can click here. To remove the image, click on the trash bin and click Save. Now, let's see how it looks. The images don't have the same size and all of them are hidden by the description. Let's change that. Go to Image Carousel, Edit, Image tabs. Set the image size for all by inserting a number here. Hover effect, zoom in. Enable display content on hover so that when you hover over the image, the name and price of the dish will be displayed. Head over the carousel options. By default, there are 5 images in the carousel in desktop mode, but we want every single image to be bigger, so 4 images I think is enough. We don't change the settings of navigation buttons, which also includes navigation position and size. We will leave DOS navigation, lazy load, auto hide, and loop untouched. Toggle autoplay to yes. So is pause on mouse hover. Decrease the autoplay timeout to 2500. Hit save. And save one more time. Time to see the result. Good. But let's add more space between the text and the carousel. Go to Row, Design Options, 15 for top padding. Save. Let's see. Perfect. We finished half of the landing page. Let's move on to the customer testimonial section. If you do it right, it will help you earn the trust of visitors. So here we have a heading, text block with some paddings, all displayed on an appealing, luxurious, dark background. Let's dive in. First, insert a row, then select Design Options. Scroll down and add the background image here. Oh, this one. Add selected. Background style, cover, as always. Background position, center. Set minimum height at 700. Expand the margin to 70. And save. Looks good. Now let's add customer reviews here. Start with a heading. Let's change the text to what people say. Font size 40. Text color white. Font weight 300 as usual. We're done. Next, we're gonna align the heading to the center. And save. The next element we need to use is the text block. Paste your review here. We will put the customer name and information under the review. Let's make the text bigger by changing the font size to 16. Line height 28 pixels. Center align all. Make these text bold and italic. With this dark background, the text should be white. Move forward design options. 15 for padding here. Let's add some paddings to the left and right of the text so that it can be easier to read. Continue text block. Maybe 250 for both. Save. Nice. Finally, we will push down all the reviews into the center of the row. Go to each row, edit. Toggle on column equal height. Select middle in the content position and save. Ta-da! Great! Move on to special dishes. The row layout consists of 2 columns. The left column has the heading and separator. In the right column, we introduce to you a completely new element, image gallery. Like image carousel, it showcases multiple images, but the difference is, here you can see the thumbnails as the navigation. Click here to create a row with 2 columns. By default, the ratio between 2 columns is 1 by 1, but we want to change that to 1 by 2. Go to the first column, Edit, move to the Responsive Options tab. From the drop-down list here, choose 4 columns 1/3. Continue with the right column, Edit. Head over the Responsive Options tab. Click here and select columns 2/3. Do you see the differences yet? Let's get to work with column number 1. Add the heading. Change the text to special dishes. 40 for font size, 300 for font weight. Move forward to the Design Options tab. Set center as its alignment and hit save. Let's decorate with a separator. Under the General tab, we only change the line color to medium gray. The separator width 250. Next, in the Design Options tab, set 15 for top padding. Alignment center, already enabled by default. Time to work with column number 2. I'm going to search for image gallery element. OK. In the General tab, we use Photograma as the gallery type. Move on to the Images tab. To upload an image, first, we need to choose a type from the drop-down list. In this case, we use Media Library. Click here to upload an image. This is the first one I want to add. In the caption, I will enter the name and the price of the dish. We will do the same setting for all other images. Move on to the Photograma Options tab here. In the navigation style, often we use dots, but in this case, we choose thumbnail to make it a bit different. We skip these settings of thumbnail navigation. Next, toggle on allows full screen. Turn on the loop here. To enable autoplay, change this field from false to true. And we're done. Let's push down the heading and separator to the middle. Go to the row. Under the General tab, toggle on the column equal height. Content position, center middle. Save, and save one more time. Refresh the page to see the changes. I like the content of the row to extend full screen and maybe a bigger heading. To do so, we go to Heading Element, Edit. Font size 50. Save. Next, move on to the row, Edit. From the list of options for appearance, select Full Width Row with Content, no paddings, to extend the content. Continue with margin 70, and done. Let's see what happens. Way better. Here is how the thumbnail works. There is too much white space here. I think adding a background will make it less boring. In the backend, go to Row, Design option. Click here to add background image, this one with the lemons. Background style, cover. Background position, center, and save. Ta-da! Let's get rid of the white space by removing the top padding. Okay, now we need to add the parallax scrolling. And save. I feel like something is missing here with the heading. Let's add the animation effect for it. Go to Heading, Edit. Scroll down to CSS Animation. I'm gonna choose Zoom In and save. Let's see the front end. Good. Next, we're gonna separate the image gallery and the row on top of it. Also, I want to align the image gallery to the right. So, go to the Image Gallery element, Design options. Alignment right, and save. Now, to separate the gallery and the rollable, go to the Row, Design options. Expand the padding to 50 pixels. Hit Save. Good. But not enough. I want to give more room, so 70 for padding would be great. Let's check. Here's how our image gallery looks like in full screen mode. Nice, huh? And last but not least, the reservation section. I'm sure many of you already know how to make this row. It has a heading, text block, and a call to action button to the booking form. Let's begin. First, go to Role, Design Options. We're gonna add the background image here. This image, as selected. Background style, cover. Background position, center top. In minimum height, insert 400 and save. Now, let's add the heading. We need to change this to Reservation. Font size 40 and font weight 300. Let's change the text to white and apply. In the design options, alignment center and save. The next element is the text block. Paste the restaurant address, phone number, and email here. Center the text. Set font size to 16 and line height to 28. Change the text to white. Move on to design options. 15 for top padding. And save. Finally, time to add a button. To begin, replace the default text with Book a Table. After you've done, click Select URL to insert link. In this pop-up, you can customize other options for link as you wish. Move forward Button Design tab. In the button size, select Large to make it bigger. Set background color to the chocolate shade similar to the button we've made before. We need to change the text color to white, a good match to the background. Next, in the Design Option tab, change the top padding to 15. Set alignment to center. And save. Next, let's adjust the content position to the middle. Go to Role, Edit, switch on Column Equal Height. Content position, set it to middle. Hit Save. Great. Now, we've finished the whole landing page. Let's check it one more time from head to toe. This landing page is a great start for beginners to practice with Magezon Page Builder. I bet once you've got used to it, you could create landing pages like this in less than an hour. Usually, after I finish my landing page, I often look at it several times to make sure it looks good. And I also recommend you to get feedback for the landing page from other people. I love to see your feedback too. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below to let me know. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tutorials.